So this is a show at the AAAS that is brought to you by Blackrock Neurotech and AAAS. It's the Brain-Computer Interface exhibit. It's an interesting exhibit to talk about how the brain works with electronic chips, and you're going to see some chips as we get closer as we walk around the exhibit. Now, going into AAAS's main gallery here, this is the history of the implantable BCI technology that is here. So starting in 1989, you can see some of the work here, and you can see the chip here, and actually we have a microscope that is actually showing the chip right there. You can see how small the chip is. You can see it there on the slide back in the microscope. So there's a display of it. And to get an idea of the size of the chip, there's some fruit. There's the size of basically a tangerine or a tangelo there, and the size of that, a banana or a green apple, the size of that. Here's another good picture of what that is. So 1989, 2002, 2004, 2012, 2014, 2016, and really all the way up to 2022. So just a real history of how this program, how this technology has evolved, and what it has done and how it has helped people. So there are early pioneers here that were implanted. This is sort of photos of them: Ian, James, Nathan, Nancy, Jan, and Eric. So those are some of the early folks and some photos of them. And then over here is sort of an overall discussion of some of the different technologies that are involved in this, and videos of what's going on here. And again, another display of a microscope showing a very, very tight, it's very almost impossible to see it there, but let's see if we can pull it out a little bit. I don't know if I can make it. Yeah, there it is on the slide. You can barely see it down in there, but that's what it looks like. So there it is. So this is the world's first BCI-powered art gallery. It is truly pioneer with these implanted microchips. And this is the work of several of the folks and the artists. This is the work of several of the artists who have had these chips implanted. So Nathan Copeland's work, James Johnson's work, and as you can see, it's a very different group of artists that have been involved in this and that are doing work here, from this photography work to the paintings that are here, to these very simple drawings on canvas. It's a very interesting piece. So we're here at AAAS at the William T. Golden Center for Science and Engineering for a show. And here in the Anne and Edward David Grand Foyer, you're going to see the Greg Dunn and Brian Edwards exhibit. Now, these are very interesting pieces of art that are etched in metal and then lit, and they look very different from being lit to being not lit. And as you can see, the detail that's coming out in them is pretty amazing for that. And the color, really depending on the color of the light, and we're using LED lights here, so you can really see the difference. You can see the purple in there. And the more different colored lights on it, the more expressive the etchings become. You can see this one with all the depth. Imagine adding some green and some yellow in there. And we were going to add more. We were going to add more to it, but unfortunately we had issues with the lighting, with light bulbs and some of the equipment. So we just were able to do 2 bulbs per unit. Now, so this is the story here. Greg Dunn and Brian Edwards. So a very interesting exhibit overall here at AAAS, just at Metro Center, just north of Metro Center, right off the Metro Center stop on the Metro. And check it out. It is open to the public, which is nice.